What's up, everybody? Welcome to Parley, Real People, Real Talk. Today here from Kombat and Sabong Parley. Bring him on real quick. Welcome, bro.
Thanks, man.
How are you, man?
Good. Yeah.
I'm glad you're here. So, the reason why I have you on the Parley today is I like doing things that kind of motivate people or inspiring people or just good vibes, good positive things. And one
Yeah.
of the things I want to talk about, because I've never mentioned to you this whole time we've known each other. We talked. It never came up a conversation because it never mattered. But
Yeah.
just sitting back and thinking about how cool it is and how awesome and motivating it is to see somebody not let anything get in their way of training. I want to just kind of shine some light on that, especially for anybody else who's like self-conscious about training or has same similar situation and I want to do something athletic but have self-conscious or doubts about it. I'd like to hear people hear your story, man. So yeah, just give me a
Yeah.
quick info and let me know how it all started.
Yeah. All right. I've had it for a long time. So, a little background: I have a prosthetic leg, a prosthetic foot. So, I got into an accident when I was younger, and so my left foot from the if you want to imagine a leg and a foot. So the foot it was amputated due to the accident. Um, Happened when I was around 5 years old. So kind of grew up with it. I don't really remember having a real foot, a normal foot. It's been so long, right?
Wow.
Um, yeah,
So growing up, when you first started like playing any sports or like that, did you feel like you were at a disadvantage, or did you feel like was it just that natural? Because I had no idea it happened to you that young.
yeah. It's weird. I think my parents never really held me back from anything. But at the same time, I was never that athletic when I was growing up. I didn't really play sports. I didn't, I was a geek, right? I like watching TV, reading comic books, like doing all the nerdy shit, video games and stuff. Um, but at the same time, they never stopped me from doing it. So I think that mentality helped. Um, and but it's also weird as a kid, right? Because kids are naturally assholes.
Yeah.
They're bullies. They pick on every little thing, right? So I got made fun of a lot as a kid for the disability. I didn't really know how to take it. I didn't really have that thick a skin. It took me till like I don't know, my high school probably, that when I actually grew a thick skin about it. You know, um, and I used to still play some sort of sports, like little things here and there. But I would also make excuses not to. So I kind of have it both ways. If I didn't want to play a sport, I'd be like, my leg, I can't do it today. But
That's you.
you
When
know,
were you conscious that you had to like that you were like you had did you ever feel like you had something to prove or you had to work twice as much to kind of just get respect from these people who were just fucking stupid and ignorant?
a bit, but not in the way, because again, I was never naturally athletic, so I never gravitated towards doing athletic stuff. So in that respect, I didn't feel like I had anything to prove, because I never wanted to do it anyway. I was happy to play video games, read books, just hang out and do that type of stuff. Um, I think later on, once I started getting kind of healthy and fit and stuff in my late 20s, like up till 26, 27, like I was huge. I was like 220 pounds,
Really?
very little muscle. Yeah. I was fat. I was just big and round and fat, very unhealthy. I was a chain smoker. I used to drink a lot, just, everything, right? I used to live so I went to university in Boston. So Boston is a city. It's got a lot of hills, up and down and stuff. So
Oh, you there, buddy?
yeah, got it.
You
Got
cut
me.
out. You cut out for a sec. You're back.
Oh yeah. Okay. Where did I cut out?
Yeah, you were in Boston, and there's a lot of hills there.
Yeah. So a lot of hills. So I'm walking up the hill one day and I just can't breathe. I can't get up the hill. I'm like, I can't be in my, 20s, like late 20s even, and um, this out of shape, right? This unfit. So that kind of spurred me to then start looking into actually losing some weight, watching what I eat, starting to go to the gym, um, starting running and stuff. I kind of did it in a really bad way, kind of because I went cold turkey, right? So I went from 220 over 2.5 years to like 153, you know. But this was again no muscle. I was just like running because I thought I didn't know any better about fitness at that time, right? I'm like, this is what people do. You starve yourself, you go put in a ton of cardio, and this is what you do. So I dropped the weight really, it's still over 2.5 years, but it was not a healthy drop. Then I started going to the gym. Then I started looking at, workout programs, actually building muscle, doing all of that. So then, so back to the previous point, that's when I started realizing I had something to prove. Because, I'd go to the gym and people would be like, oh, you okay? You need any help with anything? Because they see the prosthetic, right? I'm walking around and I'm like, no, I'm good. I mean, I do, but I don't want to tell you that. I just want to go do my workout. Yeah. And I remember there was a moment I did like a 5K run. Um, and like when I run, like it's not a constant run. It's kind of like, run, walk, and kind of build up to that. But for me to do a 5K run at that point was huge. Just like for my own mentality and to be able to push myself that much. And there were a couple people that, passed me. They were also running and they were kind of like patting me on the back. Good intentions, right? Like just like, yeah, good job, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't need your patting,
Yeah.
I just want to do my thing. Um, so that was, yeah, interesting to me.
So it's kind of hard. You have to kind of distinguish on, if people are like just, patting you on the back, like, wow, you're inspiring, or patting me on the back, like, oh, poor you. Like, it's very hard
Yeah.
because you have to kind of discern that. But at the same time, you don't fuck, like, it's kind of like when somebody, passes,
Yeah.
and they all come to you, oh, my condolences, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, you appreciate
Right.
it, but at the same time, like, fuck, I've heard it 20 times. I don't need to hear it again.
Yeah, exactly. Like I understood it was all with good intentions, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm just trying to concentrate and focus and do what I need to do here. And then later on, that's getting into martial arts. I never thought that I'd be able to do something like martial arts. Because you look at people move. I'd never tried to ever move like that in my way. Yeah, you go to the gym, it's very controlled, it's very focused. I can go my own pace, I can set myself up. It's on my timing, right?
Let me ask you, what
Yeah.
was the like origin of you wanting to start martial arts? Was this something you always looked at as a kid? Was it because you wanted to challenge yourself because of what you just mentioned? Like, what was it that drove you to martial arts?
So a bit of both, because yeah, as a kid, I grew up watching. Yeah, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, right? So
Like,
you know, yeah, all the cartoons, all the movies, everything was action packed. You'd see this fantastic choreography. At least I thought at that time. I didn't know any better, right? Even growing up watching like WWF and stuff. Like now,
yes.
looking back at it, yeah, it's choreographed.
Well,
But
who was your favorite wrestler?
oh,
Come on, don't tell me you watch wrestling. You don't know your favorite wrestler. Oh, and he froze. I'll have to edit this out.
okay, we're back.
We're back. Don't worry, I'll edit this out.
Yeah,
This is what I recorded. Who's your
yeah.
favorite
I think Undertaker was one of my favorites. It's
wrestler?
just like his whole vibe. Um,
All right, go back to your story. I just want to
yeah,
know who your wrestler was.
yeah. So that kind of so part of it was that being able to or wanting to see what I can do, and getting into that nostalgia wise. And then I can't remember what it was, but I had a friend who was training with, I don't know if you remember Neelan from Toronto Striking Academy. He used to be a combat artist a long time ago, and Crew Joey actually trained him. fighting MMA and Muay Thai and stuff.
Oh, that's like a long time ago.
Yeah, so he started a gym in I think it was
Yeah,
North
yeah,
York, Toronto Striking Academy, and I had a friend who was going to his gym and doing boxing and Muay Thai. So I asked her to just ask him. I was like, hey, recommend me a gym in Mississauga. Just give me the name. He's like, go to Combat Arts. And I
that's
was like,
cool.
okay, yeah. So this was, I don't know, end of 2017, like December. So I'm like, okay, let me go, free trial, do the thing. I only went for boxing, right? I'm like, I don't think I can kick and stuff like that. I can move like that. Let me try some boxing. So I got into the boxing, started realizing, okay, I can kind of move a little bit. This is interesting. So signed up for the membership, and then I did boxing, I think, for a month or two, and then I'm like, Muay
Hold on a
Thai.
second. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
What was your first class like at boxing? What was the people's reaction to you, and how did it make you feel?
Honestly, I think combat arts, the staff at least, never really bat batted an eyelid, or at least they never expressed it to me. They're never like they were. I think at most it was like, "Hey, you okay? You think you can do these things?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to try." So they're like, "Okay." So then they just went on with their lessons, and even Muay Thai and stuff. It was like, "Hey, if you need to accommodate yourself, you do that. We're going to leave it to you. Try everything." It was never a big deal, so that I kind of appreciated too. um,
So they
yeah,
acknowledged it, but they acknowledged it and just were very professional. They weren't like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. I mean, it's like it's almost like anyone who shows up with an injury, they're like, oh, my elbow is hurt or whatever. They're like, okay, well, don't, try not to aggravate it, but we got 20 other people in class, so you take care of yourself. Don't do stupid things. You should know your own limits, right? um, so I appreciated that a lot. Like there wasn't a fuss made.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure that would, because then that allows you to just be yourself and not have to like, you know, people. I wouldn't want people to fucking feel sorry for me. That's for sure, and they shouldn't because
Yeah.
man, bro, like I think I sparred you a couple times before I even realized, does this guy have a fucking prosthetic? I
Right.
thought, you know what I thought it was? I thought it was one of those like compression sleeves or compression
Yep.
leg or shin pad.
Yep.
And then when I actually pay attention, and I was like, wow, that's fucking badass. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. I I I didn't know. You know how like you don't want to help somebody without asking. Like you don't just grab
Yep.
someone's wheelchair and pull. Like,
Yep.
and as stupid and as ignorant as it sound, but I'm just gonna be totally honest. When I
Yeah.
sparred you, I was like, is it a
Yeah.
dickhead move if I swing at that leg
Yeah.
or what? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But dude, I love the way how you just fucking sparred, man. You gave it. I
Yeah.
was like, this is fucking awesome. I hear people complain all the time about,
Yeah.
oh, I complain sometimes. And then I fucking come to class because guys like you are fucking still in there, man.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I do too, right? Like I make my excuses sometimes, and I'm like, I don't feel like going to class today and stuff like that. But uh, I think a big part of it was because I grew up with it, and I had to learn to accommodate myself in different ways. So once I started realizing that my body could move in the ways that wanted it to with martial arts, then I was just like, okay, so what do I need to do? And then I got just addicted to it, just to martial arts, and like, okay, next thing, next thing.
Did you find it was like a big transition from training, let's say like stand up to grappling with
Yeah,
the
huge.
yeah. Walk me
That
through that.
was
Imagine, because standing up, I don't know what it feels like, and I'm like you said, like I honestly
yeah,
thought this happened. I didn't even think about it. How you had it from this long, so
yeah.
kind of monkey wrench kind of some of my questions. But after being on it so long and sparring and impact and stuff like that, does that start to bother you that you have to take it off, or is this now like so? It's so used you're so used to it that it doesn't even affect you that way, because I would imagine standing up with the movement and stuff like that as opposed to lying on your back not having that same impact, but then maybe it's a little bit harder to manipulate. like
Yeah.
wrapping around the hips or something like that when you're pulling guard?
Yeah, it's a bit of both. In the beginning, when I first started doing any sort of martial art, just the movement, I had to, it would hurt a lot more because I just wasn't used to that type of movement. And you're constantly on your feet, you're constantly moving back and forth, you're bouncing around, changing angles. Um, so yeah, I mean, having a prosthetic it's weird. Like you like to the out from the outside to a person who doesn't know better, we look like we get through life and we move and we, people who have prosthetics and are athletic and they look pretty normal when you're just walking around. But it's always a reminder that it's there. It's just it kind of always feels a like little alien to your body. It just doesn't feel like a part of your body. Yep. Yeah, so it's a bit of both. So I had to get used to a lot of that movement. Now it's a little better, but there are definitely some days where I take class and I'm like, okay, I need to take a break. I can't keep going. So there was a bit of that. With grappling, that was the last art that I hadn't tried because I tried boxing, Muay Thai, and then I got into Kali that I really liked. But they're all stand-up arts, really. Grappling, I did not know if I could. But what actually held me back more than anything was I didn't know how I'd be able to roll with someone else without hurting them. Because
That's
yeah, at least with striking, I can put my left leg behind, or I can put on a shin pad and protect someone else. And then like I'm never throwing full power with my left leg because I know that I will break someone's leg even with a shin pad. So I'm usually just touching. With grappling, it's completely different. But I kind of just had to try it to figure it out. And then I usually tell people, listen, I have a prosthetic. I'm not telling you that because I want you to accommodate me. I'm telling you that because if you try to go for a takedown or something crazy and you hit it, yeah, you're gonna get hurt. It's really not gonna hurt me.
it's a weapon.
Um, it's exactly.
Use it.
So, I give people that warning. And then like yeah, if I'm going for close guard or even triangles and stuff, I have to be very conscious that I'm not just clubbing people because like
So
especially
you're
with
gonna have to work your hip flexors and stuff like that. You really
exactly. Yeah, so it's and I have to get used to compensating on it, right? Because I can't post very hard on it. It's just like you start to realize that your foot and the way the muscles are set up in your foot and then your leg, there is so much balance and there's so much strength in just your foot and the way it connects to your leg and all of that works, that when you don't have that, it's almost like being like having a dead leg. So I have to learn to compensate for a lot of that. So it's interesting. And then a lot of techniques like knee slices and stuff that I can't do on the left side because I will just kill someone's leg.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's why but all my partners have been good. I partner with Mark Barber, our mutual friend, a lot, and like it's because he knows my capabilities because I train with him a lot, so it's a little easier to go with them. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess always having a good training partner makes a big difference, but having one that is conscientious of what you're working with and is able to accommodate that's important so that you can get the most out of your training too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the first time you ever sparred, let's talk about Kali. First time you ever sparred Kali, did anybody ever like? I know not now because they fucking go at you on purpose, but
Yeah. Yeah.
when you first started sparring, did anybody ever take it easy on you because they thought, oh, you might be at a disadvantage for movement? Did you feel that
Not
way?
that they ever told me. Maybe they did. Like I have no idea what's in someone's head, right? But so they may have. Um,
Like, did
even
you
with
ever tell somebody like, you can come at me a little bit harder? It's okay.
yeah. That was more with striking, with more like when we spar Muay Thai,
Muay
right?
Thai.
Because people are like, am I okay to kick the leg? Can you take the pressure? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, but I'm just telling you that it will hurt you more than it'll hurt me. So
You
you
still
can
kick
you
that.
can kick it, yeah, yeah, exactly. And yeah, I was like, go for it. I'm also looking to learn how to use it um, well, right? To like learn what I have to do to compensate for not having certain abilities. So I'm okay with people testing me and trying it out. But I always tell people, I'm like, just be aware that it'll hurt you a lot more than it'll hurt me. Even especially in Kali, right? If people go for low shots and to the
Yeah.
leg, I'm like, go ahead.
Right.
It
It's
means
good for me
nothing to
still.
me.
It's good practice for me still.
Exactly. Yeah.
I got a question, man. How does it affect
Yeah.
when you ride the bike? Most people, I don't know if anybody, like a lot of people, they don't know you. They know you like you ride a
Yeah.
motorcycle.
Yeah.
Is that was that odd? Was that the challenge, or was that something you had to get used to, or was it just easy?
It In hindsight, it seemed odd yet easy at the same time. Because again, I'm so used to just my personality, right? When I'm presented with a challenge, yeah, my first reaction is like, ah, shit, this is gonna be a problem. This is gonna be an issue that I have to deal with, right? And you get a little up in your head about it. But almost immediately, my brain starts problem solving, and I'm like, okay, what? Okay, I can't, the problem's there, it exists, and I got to get around it. What do I need to do? So with the motorcycle, so I started riding when I was 17, 18 back in India, right? And it wasn't even something that I was thinking of doing. It was just that my dad's bike was there one day, and I'm like, let me see if I can actually ride this thing. I know my balance is good. Let me see if I can do what I need to do with the leg, and then I just kind of figured it out. Um, and then even later on, with when I actually got my motorcycle license and stuff, it's usually the case with me that I'm like, okay, I got to figure it out, or I'm just not gonna do it. But if it's something that I want to do bad enough, I find a way to do it, even if I have to take a part of my toys and put them together and make something
You cut off where you find your way to do it, even if you have to, and then it cut out there, so you can go from there.
Yeah, so I'd find a way to do it even if I have to accommodate myself, right? I figure out how to compensate, how to get what I want done.
Where do you attribute that? Because that's a great personality trait to have. What do you attribute to that? Is that something? Is your dad like that? Is your mom like that? Or is this just something you think you've just acquired because of necessity? Like, what do you
I
attribute
think
to that?
I think it's more my mom, to an extent, but also like so I grew up. My mom was a single mom, right? So I had to become independent very quickly because she would work long hours because me and my brother just to make money for us and stuff. So you come home from school, you get to heat dinner yourself, do your homework yourself. Not that I did homework, but but you just figure out. I had to figure out very quickly how to be independent at a very young age. So I would just figure out, and I'm a shortcut type guy. Like I like to find the shortest path to do anything. So that's kind of what I used to do. I used to take apart my toys when I was a kid, which my mom hated because I'd break everything. But then
Yeah,
I'd put
I
them
do that too.
together. Yeah, I'd put them together in weird ways, right? So I'd really like the show MacGyver. I used to love that show because he would take just random things and put them together and
And
make
blow shit
something
up and blow something up.
and blow shit. Exactly. And
Right.
that has always been the one personality trait that's helped me throughout life. Because whatever I need to do, if I can't do it the way that someone else says it should be done, I figure out another way to do it. So that's really just helped me throughout life.
What do you think about like what would you say to somebody today who had a prosthetic and they, were self-conscious about starting something? What advice would you give to them to tell them to like get off their ass and just do it?
I mean, everyone's got their own thing, but if you really want to do something, there's no way to know if you can or can't until you actually do it. You might do it and you might fail. You might do it and find you don't like it, but at least you can say you tried, and then you might actually, like in my case with martial arts, you might realize that okay, you actually can do something, so you owe it to yourself to at least try, at least to figure it out, because usually you take that one little step, you meet with some difficulty, but you find, okay, I still kind of made it up that step. So then you take the next step and the next, and then pretty soon you're jumping over stairs.
How
So
much of an impact? How much of an impact in the confidence you've gotten while training and gotten to know yourself and how your body moves? How much of an impact do you think that's played on your life? And what do you think you'd be like if you had never done that?
oh, it's huge. I was very much, and I still am very much an introvert. But I was very shy, very, I'd be the guy at the party, kind of just sitting in the corner, maybe talk to one, two people, just keep to myself, not really want to engage, not really want to contribute that much, just because, I'd be up in my head, right? And embarrassed and not very confident and stuff.
Embarrassed about what?
So,
About the prosthetic?
no. This is
Or
just
what?
general.
Just
Just
general?
yeah, general. Even like when I was fatter, right? That would
Oh,
be
okay, yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, you know, we fucking get in our heads all the time, right? And like
Every day, bro, every day.
every day, the stuff that means nothing to someone else, to us, it's like it's just going around and it's just rattling around your head. So yeah, martial arts, like being able, for me, learning that I could do things that I didn't think I could do, that was a huge game changer. But then also the focus and the discipline that comes with trying to improve yourself and trying to learn something new and to get better. Um, Even now, like I teach some of the collie classes, right? And then for me, I'm not a guru, I'm not a natural instructor, but I have enough ability to actually teach people. That is like, if you asked me 10 years ago to teach a class, I'd be like, hell no. Or even to get up in front of an audience, be like, hell no. So that's been huge for me. And just taking some ownership and taking some leadership, that it's just changed life for me completely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what else do you have planned for yourself in the near future? What are your most low hanging fruit goals for Earl?
Right. So I'm right now putting together, and I know you're involved in it too, right? The self-defense seminar thing that kind of came out of an incident that happened with
Yeah.
people we know, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to use that as a way. I'd like to not have it be something that's just a new brand or something that we can sell and market, right? I want it to try to be something that we can give back to the community. So that's something I'm trying to organize. It's very early stages. Um, so that's one thing that's on my plate. The Sabong group that we have, we're trying to do stuff with that. You know, First, Sabong is very, we don't really look at it as a way to make big money, right? We're not even looking at it as that. We use it to reach out to different martial artists and get their input and collaborate with them, and to meet new people, make new friends, get new sparring partners, get new training partners, and just expand our own knowledge. Right? It's very selfish. in that way. But we love it because it connects us with other people. And then just generally, like, trying to evolve in life. Like, I said this to someone the other day, and they they didn't know how to take it. But I said, I'm halfway through probably what my life is going to be. So I'm 43 now. So let's say 85, 90. I mean, hopefully it'll be longer, but potentially that could be it. So if I think of it that way, I'm like, okay, damn, if I need to, if I want to do anything, achieve, bucket list or anything in life, I need to get moving.
Yeah,
There's only so much life that we have, right? So yeah, that's
what is on
pretty.
that bucket list?
Uh, right now, well, with martial arts, right now, I'm a year and a half into training Brazilian jiu-jitsu, so I'm trying to get a lot better at that. That's a keen goal
We,
of mine.
we got to roll. I haven't rolled you yet.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'll
Yeah,
be awesome.
I I love rolling with the higher belts because honestly, like, I get my ass whooped, but I learn so much,
That's how
just
it's
the way
gotta
people
be, man.
move.
That's how
Yeah,
it's gotta be. If you're the best
yeah.
person in the room, you need to go into a different room
Mhm.
for sure.
Mhm. Yeah. Um, yeah. And then just trying to see where life will take me, right? Like, um, I I've been trying to do more with communities. Just trying to give back, like to feel like I'm not just living life and just going through life, that I'm actually contributing to life.
That's
So I'm trying to figure out how to do that, and how to move my life, and what my skill set in life is to contribute back to other people. So work in progress.
yeah, I think that's important because if you kind of just go through life doing shit for yourself, you're not gonna see as much of an investment or a return on your investment. Like you can invest in yourself. I think it's good to invest in yourself and your personal skills and your
Yeah.
personal health and mental well being. But if it's not so that you can better yourself to give back to your community, it's kind of a dead end. It's kind of a dead end road, and you won't get the investment later on when people come back and thank you or do things that'll help you or things that you think like for example like the investment that we make on ourselves as instructors to students and students to instructors,
Yeah.
like people have had an impact on you. You're now been there for a long time, you're going to have an impact on other people. It's
Yeah.
kind of a torch that gets passed down. And with that being said, what would you say the difference is in the culture that you've experienced from Kombat when you started as opposed to now? What's the vibe like from then and now?
It's still similar but different. But the key that kind of kept me at combat, and that I like about combat, is the community, right? Both Edgar and Joey, there's a family community type feel that flows through combat, and there's an openness to train different arts and to train with different coaches that I don't always see among other gyms and other instructors,
Not at the
right?
same capacity.
Yeah, yeah, definitely not. They're never telling you, oh, you should only train with me, or you shouldn't go anywhere else. They're like, no, go. You want to go to another gym? Go to another gym, experience it. We're pretty sure that you will see the difference between another place and here. And then if you're happy there, good for you. If you're not, come back, open arms. You're always welcome.
Yeah, I always love that about them.
Yeah, that I think that permeates through everything, that the way that I think about martial arts. Because even though we have Sabong Kali, right, and the word Kali is in it, we our guys train everything, and we pull different pieces of different arts into our group, and we don't care what you train, what you do. If it improves your art, if it improves yourself, then
Yeah,
go ahead.
that's why I try to incorporate sometimes when you guys are in the JKD class. I'll try to
Yeah,
incorporate what you've been working on because there is a huge use a huge parallel. Like Kali, I like Kali. I like actually out of all the arts sparring, I like sparring Kali the most
Yeah.
because I have grappling, I have striking, but I also have the dynamic of a weapon.
Yeah.
But I really like how the empty hand Kali flows well with the JKD. I always have. I always love Panatukan. I've always loved that stuff. Um, but I found myself I was originally always drawn to the blade first. I don't know what
Yeah.
you were drawn to more. Was a stick and a knife, but it's like it's like for me as like grappler striker, it's like stick and
Yeah.
knife is the same kind of uh, other side of the coin type of thing. Are you a stick guy or a knife guy?
I like them both, because I fight them differently, right? Like knife to me feels a little more. Again, what we do is simulated, even though we go hard, but it is simulated. It's not real world training. But when I fight knife, it feels a little more urgent. It feels a little more um, like my I don't know I'm
Adrenaline.
tense, I'm anxious, my adrenaline, is pumping. Stick is different, but it feels like with stick, I wouldn't necessarily have a stick on me when I'm outside. I might have a knife on me. I might have something that is the size of a knife on me. Um, so that feels that there's a difference. I kind of like both. But I like what I do like about the way that we stick spar is since it's full contact, you can try different things. Um, and I'll say this other thing, because you brought it up. I actually learned a lot philosophy wise and martial arts wise from you and from JKD, the principles. Because the way that you incorporate different arts into your classes, into what you teach, um, that's kind of the way I started thinking about life, right? Like, I don't need to be a specific label person in life, either this way or that way. Politics, I don't need to be one way or the other. Um, Whatever, religion, culture, whatever. I can take pieces from different things that I really like and incorporate it and make a better life, which is very similar to what JKD does. I mean, it is what JKD is supposed to do, you know.
That's cool.
So yeah, yeah. So that like I credit you a lot to the way that you teach and your open-mindedness about incorporating different arts and different pieces into what you do.
And what do you think? What do you think the benefit of doing that in your that kind of philosophy, translating that into your personal life? What do you think the instant, most immediate benefits are that one would encounter if they tried thinking that way about just life in general?
For me, I find that I'm able to be friends with a lot of people and be accepting of a lot of people, even if I disagree with them, even if we have differences, because I can see the good in people, and I can get, like, even if I get into an argument or a debate with someone, right, I can always kind of dial back and say, like, yeah, you kind of have a point. I don't completely agree with what you're saying, but I kind of see that you do have a bit of a point, right? And then I don't get in that heated, like, no, you're wrong and I'm right and we should fight now, which is something what Justin would do. But yeah,
Wow.
um, yeah, just fun. Yeah,
Well,
that's
I think that's the weird place that we're in. Eh? It's like
yeah,
you're either like if you don't agree on something, okay, we're enemies, and that I have to dispute and discredit everything you
yeah,
stand for. And it's like
yeah,
instead of just looking for, it's like if I go to a party and somebody tells me right away, you know, this person's an asshole. He did this and this and this. I'm gonna
hmm,
have already an opinion and a bias towards that person
yeah,
before I even meet them, because
yeah,
I'm judging it by the person I know and trust.
yeah,
But if you just look for something good about that person, at some level, you're going to be able to communicate with somebody because you have to look for the common ground. It's
yeah,
easy to pick out flaws, but it's much easier to weigh what those flaws mean when you can pick out what do we have, like what kind of do we have in common? What's our morals? You know what I
yeah,
mean? if I can kind of get a baseline of that, then it's like at least I know, okay, well, you don't agree with this, but I can still see that this is your base level, and I can relate to you on a base level. So we can find,
Yeah.
and that's it. You just talk to those people. You might not talk, like I have friends. I have different friends for different reasons.
Yeah.
Not that I use anybody, but it's like there are certain friends that I'm going to talk about certain things
Yeah.
uh, freely because I
Yeah.
share the same views. There are
Yeah.
other people that I won't fucking talk about certain things because I know it's just going to lead to an argument, and I don't need trauma in my life. But if
Yeah.
I'm ever pressed to my opinion, I won't be afraid to hide it either. But it's
Right.
like, why am I going to stress over it?
Yeah.
Who's going to win
Exactly.
this argument? What's the purpose of the win? And that's the thing. Like a lot of these people who are fucking arguing nowadays, maybe it's because they don't get laid. Maybe it's because they don't have a fucking life. But it's like
Hmm.
they just want to be virtuous. They want to just fucking feel important, and they got to stand for
Yeah.
some fucking
Yeah.
thing that matters like to nobody except for
Yeah.
the people who are fucking caught up in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's way too much going on right now, and we're all different, right? In some way. No human being is exactly the same. Even if you're identical twins, you have differences. And we might as well embrace those differences, because how else are we going to live in this world, right? At the end of the day, you got to live next to your neighbor. You got to go to work with a different set of people. So, you
Right. But to
know,
play devil's advocate, right? To play devil's advocate, right? Let's just
yeah.
say, here's the thing. Here's the kind of like, this is where I am in my life, bro. I
Mhm.
see a lot of fucked up shit around
Yeah.
me, as does everybody, right?
Yeah.
And like I hate to talk about it, but it's the elephant in the room. That's like I
Yeah.
don't think any time in history you've had such division. And people talk about the Civil War. Yes, the Civil War was huge division. People actually fucking died over it. But like
Yeah.
this feels more globally.
Yeah.
It's not just like isolated continent. You know what I mean? This
Yeah.
feels like a real global kind of shift, right? So, and it's generational. I think this has been a long time coming, and but the thing is this, like, yes, you want to be accepting and just let people do their thing, but at the same time, if you don't stand for nothing, you fall for
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
There are certain things you're gonna have to draw a line and say, hey,
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on here? Like, I
Yeah.
want to bring something up, and I don't even know if it's rude to bring it up
Yeah.
to you, but like I
Yeah.
said, I'm coming from a place of love, right? So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you got these fucking transgender shit that's going on, right? Let's not even think about the gender shit. The other
Yeah.
day, I read that and heard on their fucking news or radio or some fucking bullshit
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
that somebody identified as somebody who was missing a limb or some shit,
Hmm.
and they actually went to get surgery. Have you heard about this shit? This is not bullshit. I'll send this to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why would like okay, as somebody who has a prosthetic, when you hear some shit like that, what are you gonna are you gonna
Bad.
accept it? Well, he feels like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So the missing limb thing is the people who get surgery to remove limbs,
Yeah,
that
you
was
heard about this,
happening
right?
even like before. That was happening even way before any like of
Oh,
the
that stuff.
like,
I never
policies.
heard of that shit till now. Like till this,
Yeah,
it just kind of like
yeah,
opened the door for like anybody to do anything. You know what I mean?
yeah. There's a term for it, and I can't remember what it is.
I can't remember either.
I don't, yeah, there's an actual term for it. It's crazy. But like stuff like that doesn't bother me too much. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like you want to go cut off your arm, go cut off your arm. It's not affecting me, you know. So
I think that's fucking
I don't know.
stupid.
I mean, I can have an opinion about something, and I'm fine with having an opinion. But at the end of the day, your life is your life. I mean, it's so I let you live it to an extent. Obviously, there are things that we as a society will agree upon, like that we will draw a line on that. No, this is not accepted. This is not something that we're
Yeah,
gonna normalize.
that line is so like it's constantly moved.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like where does it stop? You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like I just find it very. It's a weird place we're living in, man. It
yeah,
really is a weird place we're living in. It's like you can't. I hate the fact that I kind of have to investigate who I'm talking to before I want to be myself because I just
right.
it's not that I'm worried about what people are gonna think. Like I think the way
Yeah,
I think, and that's it. I
Yeah.
know I'm a good person. I don't mean
Yeah.
anybody harm, but I'm not gonna change my vocabulary or cater to anybody, because who's doing that for me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there are certain things that are true, and there are certain things that are not, and that's it. And I'm all for people living their own life, but at the same time, let's like be what you're gonna be, but admit what you are.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the key, right? And that's what we've been trying to figure out as humans for the longest time, right? All the shame and the guilt and the embarrassment and the societal pressures and all the stuff that comes with life, right? Fucking life is complicated. So,
But you
you
find
know,
like places like combat arts, like a gym. Once you go
mhm.
there, those things kind of just like they don't matter.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's a focus, right? Like you're there to do a certain thing and you're gonna focus on it. And a lot of people do it to get rid of all of the bullshit in their head, right? Because they know, okay, I'm here to train, I'm here to do Muay Thai, and I'm gonna focus on this and do the best that I can with it. And all the voices in their head kind of go away for that hour that you do class, you know.
So would you say that people in general need a focus?
Absolutely. Like you gotta find something. And I tell people, um, uh, I tell people this about fitness all the time, right? And I'm like, I understand you don't want to get fit, you want to live your life, you want to eat whatever, blah blah blah. I'm like, but just find something that you enjoy doing. Maybe it's playing tennis, maybe it's swimming, maybe it's going for a walk, maybe it's doing martial arts, whatever. Just understand that your body needs some movement. So, you don't need to look at what everyone else is doing, or they're lifting in the gym, or they're going for like 10K runs, whatever. Find something that you like doing and then just do that, you know, but understand that it needs to be done. If you don't want to do it, there are consequences that are going to come with that. Your body's not going to like you. You're going to live on medications your whole life. There's a lot of stuff that's going to happen, but accept those consequences. And this is just for life in general, right? I'm like, you make whatever choices you want, just accept the consequences that come with it, and don't keep complaining about. That's about all you can do.
You cut out there for a second. That's okay. I'll split it again. Um, when you were at your heaviest, what was the thing that triggered you? Like, you're like, fuck, I gotta lose the weight. That's it. Enough is enough. Was there multiple attempts, or was it kind of just like a fucking gotta lose it? That's it. Enough is enough.
Yeah, I think there were like hit and misses.
You cut out again, bud.
Yeah.
You cut out.
I don't even. Oh yeah. Yeah. Back.
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember what the actual trigger was, but it was definitely, like I was saying, walking up the hill, out of breath, realizing I'm in my mid late 20s, and this can't be where life ends. It can't be this done at this point, because I've got a lot of life to live. Medical science lets us prolong life for a long time, so this is not going to be fun. And then it was just like a slow attempt. Okay, quit smoking. That was a long thing. Like, I would quit cold turkey, but then I'd go back to it after a
How long did you
couple of
smoke
months.
for? How long did you smoke for?
Ooh, 10, 12 years. I
Fuck
used,
yeah.
and I would like chain smoke. Yeah, I would, because I would, be doing university coursework late at night, right? And I'm just like coffee and smoking, coffee and smoking. It was
I remember when I was like 20 years old, I started working construction with my brother. I think it was 20.
Mhm.
No, it was earlier than that. I think it was like yeah, no, it was around 20. Started working construction with my brother, and I didn't even drinking coffee till I was like
Yeah,
20. I didn't
yeah,
even drink coffee. So I remember
yeah,
I already smoked. I started smoking like grade 8. But I remember,
yeah.
man, when I started working construction with my brother, Man, that's all these fucking guys did was like coffee,
Yeah.
cigarette all day. And then I
Yeah.
got hooked on that shit. At 30
Yeah.
years old, I was having chest pains.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I quit. I remember I used to go to Kombat. I do like fucking 3 classes.
Yeah.
And then I'd leave. This is like in my 20s. Then I'd leave and I'd be outside. And the first thing I did when I got outside, sweating, fucking like a
Yeah.
cigarette. Joy would be like,
Oh
what are you doing?
yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh man. Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. I don't know. It was something like that, and I honestly do not know why, because it would have been really easy to just continue going down that path, right? Like we see so many people do it these days. There's no impetus. There's no like motivation to change life, because life is fairly easy if you want it to be. You know.
Yeah, but most people can't suffer the consequences when they allow it to be like that.
Right. Yeah. So I don't. Yeah, that was kind of the trigger, and then it was getting more and more knowledge, right? Then starting to read about health and fitness, and um, what it does to the body, and how it helps the body, and how it improves the body, and how prolongs life, and then starting to get out of the habit of, because I think at one point I had like high cholesterol in my 20s, like who has high cholesterol in their fucking 20s, and the doc's like, here's your cholesterol medication, take it. And I'm like, okay. And then starting to read about that stuff and being like, this medication is doing nothing. Yeah, it's dropping my numbers, but it's not actually stopping me from going out and eating junk food and raising my cholesterol again. So what's the point of this medication? And then, starting all that type of education. And then similar to like martial arts, just realizing, okay, hey, I can run, nonstop for like 1K. I can do this, I can do that. Oh, I'm feeling, clothes are fitting a little better. Oh, looking a little nicer, stuff like that, getting compliments, things like that. So that type of motivation then kept it going, till the point that,
It's amazing how much that one little comment that somebody drops when you're not expecting it has an impact on you, man.
Yeah.
It's important. It's good to tell people, encourage people around you. Like you see
Yeah.
somebody do a good job, walk up and be like, "Hey, man, you're doing a fucking good job."
Yeah.
You don't know how far that can go.
Yeah. And it's funny, I do it in sparring all the time. And I don't know if I should or shouldn't, but a lot of times someone will hit me and I'll be like, nice. And I'm going back to hitting them.
For me, is like when somebody gets me with something good, I smile. I smile and then I'll turn it up. Like, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, brother. So before I wrap this up, Earl, what's the next venture for you, man? Because like a guy like you, honestly, I love your attitude, man. I love that you're just like, fuck, let me see what I can do. I think so many more people need to do that shit in so many different facets of their life. But what's the next thing that scares you? What's the next thing that you'd like to try or something you haven't gotten to yet, but you want to do in the near future?
No idea. I'm trying to figure it out every day. But right now, like, the focus is on some of the martial arts stuff, on the self-defense seminar stuff, and just trying to, get through life.
All right, man. Well, listen, thank you so much, y'all. I had fun with you. I got to know some shit about you I didn't know.
Man.
Hopefully, I'll see you Sunday or Saturday. Get some training in.
Yeah. All right.
And, that's it. All right, man. Take care.